What, in your opinion, is possible in terms of creativity when making a television programme?
Making a television program is in some ways a very creative process, starting off with the original inspiration for that program during the development process. The program can stem from an individual's fascination with a person or an issue, or can, and this is probably more likely, be the PR.
How possible is it, in your experience, to make a television programme purely on the grounds of an individual's creative vision?
I can quite honestly say that I have never done this myself. However, there are program makers who do. The one who springs to mind is Alison Jackson, who created quite a stir with her extremely creative use of lookalikes a few years ago.
If there are limitations on media creativity, what would you say these were, and why do you think they exist?
The main limitations are time and money, and the fact that in many ways TV is a declining industry at the moment. The explosion of multi-channel TV means that revenue, whether from advertisers or the license payer, is split into smaller and smaller slices, while the fact that many people download content off the internet means that the old-fashioned model, where advertisers paid money to broadcasters to deliver viewers, is broken. It is ironic that television and celebrity culture currently seem omnipotent, yet the industry is no longer as cash-rich or confident as it was 10 years ago. Declining audience shares make advertisers less keen to pay top prices for slots, while broadcasters prefer to stick to what they know will deliver ratings, rather than take creative risks. Formatted programs, such as Wife Swap or How to Look Good Naked, dominate the schedules because these programs can be sold abroad and make money for production companies and international sales. It is harder to get one-off documentaries commissioned, and many people talk about the dumbing down of the medium. However, I still think there is scope for creativity. The trouble is that creativity is more determined by the marketplace. The people that devise new formats for Wife Swap or X Factor are undoubted creative people, just as the teams that create advertising campaigns for their clients are very creative. Even a producer working on GMTV or This Morning can be creative in their choice of contributors or the way they shoot an item. The challenge is to use creativity when working to a brief.
Do you think that the opportunity for media creativity is exactly the same as that in the world of fine art?
I'm not especially knowledgeable about the world of fine art, though I'm aware that this is very much an area where market forces are prevalent, and where celebrity culture has run rampant, inflating the values of certain works produced by artists who play the media game more successfully than others. At the end of the day, television is a business where people create ideas to be sold to broadcasters for money, and where market forces and popular taste will have a huge impact. I still think I have used a lot of creativity in making television, but much of this creativity has either been used in development, where you throw a lot of ideas around with the complete awareness that many of them will never see the light of day, or in the detail of individual programs.
Lucy's answers suggest that creativity does exist in the media industry, but not necessarily in a way that someone who has an open-ended idea of creativity might think. So, if we have a situation where students believe that they can find opportunities for being creative in the media industry, and industry insiders indicate that creativity is possible but within limitations, what of teaching creativity? I approached the examining body OCR with the following questions to get a handle on what they expect to be happening in classrooms when teachers deliver OCR's media courses. What is creativity as far as you are concerned? Do you think that it is important to teach creativity to all students? I got the following response to my questions. I have to say that as an examining body, OCR are very helpful in providing support material for teachers, but They are just not as good in offering personal opinion. If OCR weren't forthcoming, then surely the very people who create the conditions for teachers like myself should be more than happy to explain themselves. I asked the Education Minister behind the introduction of the new creative diplomas, Jim Knight, for his opinions on creativity by posing the following question. What was the government's thinking in introducing the new creative diplomas? Would you like to offer any tips on teaching creativity? Do you think anyone can be taught to be creative? Well, that's a familiar response. Well, maybe educationalist Martin Bettesworth can offer some insight into the teaching of creativity. I asked him 2 questions. Do you consider that creativity is something that could be or should be taught?
A teacher can create the conditions where an individual's creativity can be encouraged and allowed to flourish. I don't think that creativity can be taught as a discrete set of skills or concepts. Creativity is the expression of someone's individuality, and therefore creating too much structure around what and how people learn has the potential to stifle the originality of an individual's ideas.
Do you think that creativity should only be taught with vocational courses, or should it be taught as part of the so-called academic courses?
In light of what I have outlined above, I think that creativity can be encouraged within all learning opportunities, formal or informal.